Welcome back, ladies as well as gentlemen. So I tweaked the settings in Open Broadcasting software. We'll see how this works now, but we're ready to move on. So for those of you just joining, or for those of you who weren't here before the break, we had a smashing victory against a paladin, then I screwed up terribly against a mage and still won, and then a shaman was absolutely kicking the ever-loving bejesus out of me, but a freezing trap on his war golem combined with the fact that he didn't draw enough burn left him able only to bring me down to 2 health, and I won the game miraculously. We also saw a visit from Papa Boris and the Charging Hyenas, which is going to be the title of my next band. Now, the ooze I'm keeping, however, I don't know that I'm going to play it on turn 2. You really don't want to play ooze against paladins if you can at all avoid it until they have like a true silver champion in play. So we'll see what he does. On the one hand, yes, you obviously want to use it to kill weapons. On the other hand, if he plays a recruit and you're not killing it, you're letting a paladin keep creatures and build a snowball. So we'll have to see what happens. Ah, boy. Oh, jeez. Well, ball sacks. Bibbity boppity ball sacks is all I have to say, because the ooze is just terrible now. It just dies to this thing. I don't even know if that's worth it, to be honest. Oh, God. But if I don't do that, I think I have to do that. I think this has to happen. Otherwise, I'm just going to let this keep on hitting me and do terrible things. Oh, that's tough. Oh, God. Why I'm sad I did not see an explosive trap in my draft, volume 587. You know, Unleash the Hounds would be pretty good here. It'd be pretty spectacular. I think it's better to get the bow into my hand than to put the animal companion out. I don't know if that's the correct move, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. So if he plays a real creature, I can kill it. Oh, man. Alright, so my life total's alright. Notice how Spellbreaker is just awful here. Why I don't care that much about Spellbreaker, volume emptying gajillion. This, I think I'm going to use just all my mana and play the panda here. And there's no point using the weapon to kill a 1-1 because he has other 1-1s anyway. Like, I'm not going to save myself any pain. I might as well just leave this weapon around for something bigger and better. Still waiting for Unleash the Hounds. There's 2 of them in this deck. Thank goodness. So yes, I said I would keep an eye on some picks from this draft. Definitely the second Unleash the Hounds is better than the second Buzzard. I think that is uncontestable. Now, this is an important moment. You have to observe, when your Paladin opponent plays this guy on turn 4, that gives you a very important piece of information, which is that he does not have True Silver Champion, because obviously if he had True Silver Champion, he would have played it. I got my dream here. I got to play the Dread Corsair. Is it worth playing it at the rather than playing the Tundra Rhino? Yes. The reason it's worth it is because I do want to use this weapon to kill off his Dread Corsair. So we're going to make an Animal Companion. Not really sure which kind I care about. That's fine. I'll kill this off. Yeah, there is still some lag. There's no doubt about it. Same deal as before. He's got so many of these 1-1s. There's almost like not even any point in killing any of them off. Okay, so it looks like folks are saying in the chat that the lag is better, but there is still some. I'll have to, after this stream today, do some Googling and find out what I should do. Because to be honest, I'm not that much of an expert on Open Broadcaster software, and there's always these weird settings that like just don't make any sense unless you actually really know what you're doing. In any case, here, this game is interesting. I've got 2 taunts, which mitigates somewhat the fact that I've allowed a paladin to keep creatures. And this is a lot of damage. This is like 12 damage. I mean, it's a lot. So my board is way better than his. He does have a lot of cards in hand, though, so if he's got good cards, then he's going to be fine. Otherwise, I might run away with it. Kaido is saying in the chat that he got a gold young priestess and that he loves free dust. Yes. Would you disenchant a non-gold young priestess? That is the question. Right, this is actually really nice to see because having done this, my opponent leaves me open to multi-shot on a clear conscience, and I think I will. There's just never going to be a better... Oh, no, what are you doing? What is you doing? No! You were supposed to let me multi-shot. Did he actually play around multi-shot? Like, is that what he did? That's crazy town. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and play this Tundra Rhino. Now, this Rhino could kill off the Stormpike Commando and live to tell about it. Then it would die to Consecration. I would actually like this thing to live, so that I can play Stranglethorn Tiger and have it charge. So crazy as it is, I'm actually going to go ahead and trade off my Pirate. I don't know if that was the right play, but I gave you my reasoning for that play. And I'm hitting him for 7, which is, you know, no small amount of damage. Kaido was saying in the chat, I could help you out. I'm pretty much an OBS expert. Well, that is excellent, Kaido. Could you please message me on YouTube so that we could exchange contact information? If you are willing to help me out, I will certainly accept your offer. Alright, this is fine. Silence now has a use. I can silence my guy and get my attack back, which is great. So then I'll hit for 5 plus 2 is 7. He's going to be down to 11, down to 9, and then we're on the road to victory at that point. Although, no, I should really kill this thing. I really should kill this thing, unless he, like, does something crazy right now. I don't want him to keep a creature around. Ah, he's going to give it Divine Shield. Of course he's going to give it Divine Shield. Boo! Alright. What I want to do here, I think, is the following. Yeah, man, it's tough. I hate doing this, but we're going to clear out his board with multi-shot, because otherwise multi-shot's just never going to be useful. Tragically, I don't have enough mana to play Silence, so I can get rid of the debuff, but at least I can steady shot and deal 4 damage to him. And, okay, so now we're threatening to... I think probably the Tiger takes priority over the Spellbreaker because the Tiger attacks in the same turn. So I'm threatening to Tiger 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 1 is 8, he's down to 6, down to 4. He's going to be in a lot of trouble unless he can pop out a Justice and heal up. That's what's so great about Hunters. In the long game, you can really whittle your opponent out. Now he's going to play this. Have to do some careful calculation to see if I can ignore that or not. Ah. Well, now I can definitely ignore it. Let's see, if I didn't have this taunt, he could have hit me for 8 down to 11. Yeah, I would have been fine against a paladin. But this bear is just the icing on the cake, because now I get to attack for oodles of poodles. I could have used Hunter's Mark and killed off the Ventrico Mercenary, but I honestly didn't see much of a point in doing that. There's really like no way that he can win right here, and I'm just threatening lethal in a bunch of different ways. Now, I believe Mr. UNI, you told me earlier how to pronounce your name in the chat, and I apologize, I forgot it. I came by quickly. Is it Uni? Is that the correct way to pronounce your name? If so, Unilogical is saying multi-shot and cleave are so underwhelming sometimes. I agree. I think that it's still worth having one of them in your deck, because most of the time you'll find some kind of a use for them, and it'll be like really, really important as well. Holy Rev! Oh my gosh, he's got Papa Boris's luck here. Yes, he does. I'm going to say I'm sorry, and I hope he understands that I'm not being insincere. That I really am sorry that that happened. Like, I feel sympathy from the bottom of my heart, because that card is so terrible. Unilogical is how the name is pronounced. Excellent. Alright, well, he should be dead. I mean, steady shot seems pretty good. I don't know what he's going to do for 3 mana. Earthring Farseer won't save him. Taunt won't save him. He says well played and concedes. Okay, great. So that was a good game. We're up to 4-0. And... oh, I see. So, the story is, for those of you wondering, in the full name, it's unillogical, but when it's shortened to UNI, it becomes uni, as in university. Or uni, I guess uni? Interesting. Anyway, none pronunciations are hard. Some folks are wishing me GG in the chat. Thank you all. That was a good game. I feel like I smashed him up pretty good. He got off to a really fast start, but then I just played good cards and won, so that was great. As I say pretty much every time I get up to 4-0, which actually does kind of happen a lot, I don't really care about being at 4-0. It really means very little. You can start losing games very, very quickly. And we're up against another mage testing our skills. That first mage really didn't do anything impressive. Here I am second, hoping to see another 3-drop, and I do. Do I keep... oh, whoa. Okay, folks, don't mulligan your Dread Corsair, alright? Because it is with the bow. You have to remember to think about cards with variable mana costs. Okay, so the idea here is that I will probably coin out the Harvest Golem on turn 2. Then On turn 3, hopefully there will be something to kill with the bow, and then as long as she doesn't have an ooze, turn 4 will be the Dread Corsair followed by Steady Shot or Unleash the Hounds or whatever else I draw. It would be cool if I could somehow like play these at the same time, but I'd have to wait until turn 3 to do it. I have to do like Eagle Horn, Bow, Coin, Corsair, and that would require me not to play a Golem right now, and I think it's a mistake to not play the Golem here. This is such a solid creature. She can't kill it because she needs 4 mana to Frostbolt plus hero ability, and so it's just ready to trade with a lot of stuff that she might play right now. This is something that I've learned. It took me like a long time playing to realize it, but like there aren't actually that many 3/3s for 3 in this game. Yes, of course my opponent just played one of them, but there aren't that many. A lot of times, whatever people play at 3 mana will still die to 2 power, and so the Harvest Golem is just so good for that reason. All That Chaz says, I want to play Dominion with Papa Boris. So All That Chaz is a person I know from real life. Good to see you, Chaz. Cannot believe you're checking out my stream. That is an honor. Interesting choice. My opponent chooses to Arcane Missiles first. She actually makes the same mistake that I made in my last game against a mage, where she really should have used the Wolf Rider to kill the Golem and then just Arcane Missiles to finish it off, but she didn't. So now, very, very important. First, you play the Pirate. I could use Unleash the Hounds as a 2-mana way of killing the Wolf Rider, but that seems awfully silly. Let's just go ahead and kill the Wolf Rider with my weapon. A little bit risky against a mage going down below 20, but I think I should be fine. This is still pretty early in the game, and I like the card advantage that gives me. Alright, so she's got 5 cards to my 5, but I have an advanced board, so I'm in pretty good shape. This is an awful card right here. Just ungodly bad. And Voodoo Doctor, okay, well, we're in pretty good shape here. Oh man, Mirror Image, that's lovely. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I think, man, okay. So I want to play Unleash the Hounds. That's like the quote-unquote obvious play right here. But let's just take a moment to think about our options. I could play Explosive Shot as well. It would clear out the Raid Leader, a Mirror Image, and the Doctor. Then I could kill the Mirror Image, swing for 3. I don't know. I mean, Unleash the Hounds just seems really good there. I've got another one in my back pocket. That just seems fine. So I don't think I want to play the other one. That would be running, well, actually I'd run out of space. So yeah, that'd be kind of pointless. Let's just Steady Shot here. Kill off Mirror Image number 1. Kill off Mirror Image number 2. Kill off the Voodoo Doctor. Kill off the Raid Leader. And I still have a Hound to go to the face, baby. Go to the face. Now this actually, one of those Unleash the Hounds could have been a Buzzard. So this is one time where the second Buzzard would have been better than the second Unleash the Hounds. Does she really have a Cone of Cold? No, she does not. She's gonna ping off my Golem, but it comes back to life like a boss in the house. And Arcane Intellect, perfect. So that doesn't really help her right now. She goes up a card, but she's already down so many that it's not a big deal. Is Deadly Shot worth using on a Mana Worm? I don't think so. I think I'd rather just play this Tiger, keep the pressure up. My Pirate's... Ooh, well, my Pirate's done his job. I could, like, attack and hope she'll trade, but no, then if she plays Flame Strike, it would die. So yeah, we're gonna do this. Swing and swing. This is looking really, really good. Mages obviously don't have any built-in healing. This Tiger's going to hit her down to 15 at least. And I got this Ravenholt Assassin coming by. I've got Deadly Shot if she plays something big. Explosive Shot if she plays a bunch of little stuff. Flame Strike won't kill my Tiger or my Ravenholt Assassin. I mean, this is looking incredibly good. Blizzard. Well, now a Flame Strike will kill my Tiger, but that's fine. I'm going to say, okay, you stop me for a turn. What you going to do now? I hear you got a problem, and my problem is not enough cowbell. Deep Fried Penguin asks, how do you reckon they'll be nerfing Unleash the Hounds? Up to 3 mana? Well, that is something that if I were in charge of Hearthstone, I would certainly play test it and try that. I don't know necessarily that it's like a good idea. I don't have that kind of data, but it's certainly worth play testing. Alright, so here... The Buzzard's not impressive. I think Deadly Shot's just... Okay, so you have to think about this for a moment, because the thing is that Deadly Shot is cheaper than Explosive Shot, so it's tempting to use it here and save Explosive Shot for later, but she might play something later that Explosive Shot can't kill. However, in that case, I have Hunter's Mark as an emergency, so I will use Deadly Shot, but I just wanted to point out that I'm not just Deadly Shotting by inertia. There's actually a reason why I'm doing that. No point really playing the Buzzard. It will just die. She has no other targets for her hero ability. I'll go ahead and reveal my creatures, and she's in a lot of trouble. She's dead in 3 turns to Steady Shot. And Unleash the Hounds can deal 1 or 2 extra damage depending on how many minions she puts down. It can also draw me some cards. There are ways a mage can get out of this, but it would take some really specific, very, very specific cards. Flame Strike. That was one of the weirdest misplays I've ever seen. She could have just pinged the Ravenholt Assassin, and then it would have died to Flame Strike. Then my, you know, Argent Squire would have survived. I could have used Dark Iron Dwarf, hit her for 3. Yeah, I could have won. No, I couldn't have, because she doesn't have many minions. I could have gotten her down to 1 health. Anyway, she could have given herself an extra turn to get an out, but didn't. Whatever, good game. Sphinx asks, why not use the 2 1-health minion so she can't ping them off? Oh, that's a good point. That might have been a better move. So I'm very lucky in this arena run. I know that I often complain about being unlucky. I think everyone who plays collectible card games of any kind complains about the lack of luck that they have. So I like to also try to point out when I am lucky. It is very lucky that this was the mage that had the Flame Strike and not the first mage that I played. If the first mage I'd played had Flame Strike, I probably would have actually lost that game. But this mage had Flame Strike against, like, creatures that I was playing in a row that had 5 health. And it just wasn't enough to slow me down, not even with the help of Blizzard. So that was a really strong game. We're at 5-0. This isn't too much of a spoiler. Recently on my channel, I did go 9-0 with Hunter. I won't say what happened after that, but I did go 9-0 with Hunter once. So it's possible that I will move on beyond this 5-0 beginning and achieve even greater greatness. Up against another mage. I think everything needs to go. I'm gonna keep this. Hope I draw my pirate. Or like some 2-drops, like an ooze would be good. This is alright. I'll take that grizzly, that's fine, so I can coin it out on turn 2 and play the bow on turn 3, or the other way around if she plays something like a mana worm. Bow. Okay, I could coin out a freezing trap, but I think that would be a little bit overreacting. Let's just pass the turn and get ready to coin out bow and kill off this mana worm. Of course, she could play Mirror Image and then I'll hate my life, but she doesn't have Mirror Image or she would have used it first. Oh, perfect. So she has a Mana Worm, no turn 2 play. I am totally in this game. And I do get the Dread Corsair. By golly gee molly. Well, I am going to do Eaglehorn Bow before she gets a chance to top deck any Mirror Images or play other spells. We're going to kill that off. Now, it's a tricky situation because I really don't want to use this up before I can play the Pirate. You know, the Pirate's the same as the Bear, so even if she does play something that I want to kill, I'll just play the Pirate and not play the Bear, and that's fine. Alright, so it's kind of sad this Pirate costs 1 rather than 0, but still, that's fine. What I'll do is, yeah, I'll kill that Hunter. I'm not going to play Freezing Trap, though, because I don't want it to get used on this Piglet, so we'll just Steady Shot. So, unfortunately, although I got to use the Dread Corsair with the weapon, it actually didn't really make any difference at all. It really was just as good as playing the Bear, except, like, okay, I got to deal 2 extra damage to the face. She's throwing the Bear away. Does she have, like, an Arcane Explosion or something to finish this off? She does not. Wow, I'm getting a little bit lucky. Again, I have to confess. A lot of these mages are just passing turns against me. So we'll do the Farseer. If I had my Panda that I had mulliganed, I would have totally put this Pirate back into my hand. But, alas, it was not to be. Still, it's 40% of her mana to Fire Blast this Pirate, so I don't really care that much. Oh, no! That's a really good answer. That is a really... Oh, my God. Are you kidding me, game? Are you kidding me? Ah, ball sacks. Well, okay, I got a couple of options here. I could use Freezing Trap to freeze this, but I don't actually want it coming down later and dealing 2 damage. I could use Deadly Shot to kill it, but that's a little bit scary because she could definitely have bigger threats. I think what I'm going to do is hit her once with my Wind Fury, then trade, then play the Silverhand Knight. I mean, this is really like one of the best cards in the game to play onto an empty board. Alright, so she's got 6 cards to my 7. She's catching up, but this is going to die for free. She's going to... Oh, she's going to ping it. Now, that was a good move by my opponent, because what she's doing is she's pinging this so that after I kill her Gnomish Inventor, and you do want to kill this to stop it from killing your Squire, she's going to ping it off later. Little does she know, I'm going to play the Panda, Boss Panda here, put that back into my hand, and now I'm going to think. So I could steady shot to try to whittle her down some more. Or I could take this opportunity with 2 mana left over to play Freezing Trap. The risk of Freezing Trap, if she plays some kind of swarm stuff and I'm not able to kill off the little chipper niblets, they might actually end up triggering my Freezing Trap. However, the advantage is that if she plays like a Boulder Fist Ogre or something, then the Freezing Trap's already in play and I can use up all the mana for other things. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to do Freezing Trap here. The nice thing about this is that she doesn't actually know what trap it is. Like I said in a couple games ago, always assume a hunter has the best trap, because if they didn't have the best trap, then they probably wouldn't waste time playing it. But in this situation, it's kind of unclear what the best is. She wasted her entire turn to my Freezing Trap, so I think that was actually worth it. That was totally 100% worth it. And oh my god, Baba 20,077 reminds us all that that panda could have been a deadly shot. Yeah, it could have. Could have been a deadly shot, and I sure am glad it wasn't. Okay, so obviously here I'm running up against a Flame Strike. However, I think even if she plays Flame Strike, I'm okay with it because she's dead in 6 turns to Steady Shot. I have all the health in the universe, and I got the Iron Fur Grizzly to repopulate. Now, she, of course, has that Argent Commander that she could replay. Ah, okay, I drew another real creature. Perfect. So I'm going to play the bear. I'm going to play Animal Companion. I would actually love the Charging Pig here. That would be the best. And I got it. Well, I have to admit that was very lucky, getting the Charging Pig. Because the 4 extra damage, that takes, that's 2 turns less that I need to survive in order to kill her with Steady Shot. So she could spend her whole turn playing an Argent Commander. It would cost 8 mana because it froze. She could kill the bear. I would still attack with the pig and kill her. So that was the game. Whew. Did I get a card? Arcane Shot. Yeah, I love that as you get the higher levels, you actually like get golden versions of good cards. Kaido in the chat flips a Leok. No, thank you. Not that time. We flipped a pig. All right. Well, we are 6-0 with this deck. Pretty solid deck. Really, at this point, all I care about is not losing the next 3 games. Like, if I just make it to 7, I think that would be a very good, you know, inaugural stream performance. As in the chat, a few people give a eulogy to the poor, sad Leok who didn't get flipped that time. You know, okay, you know what? Whatever. I'm not a superstitious man. What if I actually got 12-0? I mean, in this first game, that would be pretty nuts. I think at that point, like I wouldn't need to have sex ever again. I could just die, and I would die a happy man. Up against a rogue, that's cool. Happy to play someone different. I do think that hunters are pretty good against rogues, because rogues, of course, take damage from their hero ability, and hunters like it when your opponent takes damage. Starting off with my 1-drop, which is also really nice. And the Argent Squire is not quite as good against rogues as it is against mages or druids, because a rogue only has to pay 2 mana once to kill this with her hero ability. But this is still a really good play on turn 1, because at least it kind of commits her to making a dagger on turn 2. Alright, now, I'm second against the rogue, which is nice. You always want to be second against rogues. Not that that's ever a choice you have, but I don't know. If there's ever a thing that comes out in Hearthstone, some kind of like funky game mode, like pick whether you go first or second, you always want to pick seconds against rogues. So we're going to see now if she has anything better to do than dagger up to deal with my threat. I would honestly be fine with it if she daggered up. That means she's not playing real creatures. She looks like it actually is going to be a real card, maybe? Real card? She's flipping in a bunch of cards. I wonder if she's flipping some Leoks back here. Looks like second turn I'm going to be steady shotting, and third turn I might have to coin out the dwarf if this Argent Squire is still by some miracle alive. That doesn't seem super likely. That move makes me wonder if she's up to something, because, boy, well, what could she be up to? What could she possibly want to do with spell damage? I don't understand that move. Well, okay, so if I coin out the Farseer, the next turn I can really do nothing. So, I guess maybe she wants to kill this by running in to pop the Divine Shield and then using the dagger to finish it off. If I coin this out, I can't play Dark Iron Dwarf next turn. There's really not much I can do. This isn't gonna survive though, so on the third turn, I'm just gonna be playing this thing. That's kind of lame. You know, I think this might be the right play. I'm not 100% sure that it is. But the thing is that if I just steady shot right now, she's going to clear my board. And then I'm going to be playing a creature, and then I'm going to be on the back foot. This way, at least, like I have a creature here that might be able to kill something she plays. And I might top deck another card to play. Now, it's actually possible that, like, this can actually kill the Kobold Geomancer and maybe something else as well. So she kind of has her hands full. She might actually want to kill this with the Geomancer and the dagger. We'll see what she prioritizes. Ah, she goes for it. She does decide to kill that. Well, I think that's a decent move. Okay, so she has this dagger. She's ready to kill off the Argent Squire. And I did draw a play. It's not the greatest play. But Crazed Alchemist here is a 2/2 for 2. So not the most impressive start, but it's fine. She's got 6 cards in her hero weapon. I've got 6 cards, soon to be 7, but I'm the second player, so I just have the card I started with. And Dark Iron Dwarf should be a good play as long as one of my creatures can survive. Patient Assassin, that's annoying. Ringleader, boo! You know what's funny about this Ringleader is it makes the Dark Iron Dwarf completely pointless. Like, my two creatures trade against that Ringleader, and it just doesn't, like, do anything. Explosive Shot would be amazing. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm just going to play Unleash the Hounds. And Steady Shot. This is actually pretty good. Like, I can do that, and I can do that. Now, there's obviously something that this is running into. Fan of Knives. But that's just one card, and as long as she doesn't have that one card, these are pretty good right here. I've got a lot of fodder for the Dark Iron Dwarf next turn, and I got my removal, so if she doesn't use the Patient Assassin, which, let's be honest, she's not gonna on this board, Explosive Shot will actually kill this thing off. Oh, no, the Squire pops in the middle. Damn it, that means the Patient Assassin lives. That was actually incredibly smart. I want to point this out. My opponent deliberately put the Silverhand Knight over here to make the Squire pop in the middle, so that if I had Explosive Shot, the Patient Assassin wouldn't get killed by it. So now I can either play Explosive Shot here and kill off her actual creatures, or I can put it in the middle, but then the Silverhand Knight will survive. I could play the Charging Rhino, and maybe like race. I could swing for 5 down to 15. I don't think that's actually worth it. Let's just go ahead and kill off her real creatures. Because little does she know, I have 2 Explosive Shots. And she kind of tipped her hand. By playing that Silverhand Knight, she showed me she's not holding on to any Fans of Knives. And now I will have another Explosive Shot to maybe kill off this Patient Assassin. She'll win. Yeti, don't play anything else. Don't play anything else. Yes, she's going to use the dagger to kill off a hound. That's fine. Do I play Explosive Shot or do I play a real creature? Well, let's see what I get first before committing to anything. Ooze. No. We'll do this. This seems totally fine. Keep on swinging with my hounds. And the thing is that now I've got this guy to play next turn, which will take out half of her remaining health if she doesn't put down a Taunter. And then I can play this, which charges, and if I top deck any other beasts, they'll charge as well. She could be holding on to, like, all the backstabs, eviscerates, and well, not shibs or fan of knives, but yeah, backstabs and eviscerates and assassinates and saps in the world, and they make no difference. Damn it. Well, taunt's pretty good right there. No joke. Hunter's Mark is a pretty good card. So the question is, do I use it right now and trade the Hound in for the Sen'jin, or do I wait? Well, the Hound is definitely going to die. So yes, actually, I think I'm going to go for the gold. Well, no, hang on. If I don't use the Hunter's Mark right now, I could actually play the Tundra Rhino next turn, and then play Hunter's Mark and kill this engine that way, and still swing for 7. So actually, I don't... Well, if this Hound's going to die anyway, I might as well kill this. What the advantages of not using Hunter's Mark right now is that, if she drops something even bigger, then I have the Hunter's Mark next turn to use against that thing. But then there's still a Sen'jin. I don't know. People don't play Taunt that much. I'm going to gamble that this is going to work. We'll see how it goes. Now, Bob is suggesting in the chat that he would have put the Explosive Shot in the middle and then traded 2 Hounds into the Silverhand Knight. That would have been a reasonable play. I can totally see making that play. The advantage of my option is that I kept more Hounds on the board, so I dropped her down further in health. Well, my gamble did not work because she did have another taunt, but I would have had to use my Ravenholt Assassin against something anyway, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Crap. I'd love to have Charging Hyenas Part 2, but I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. Yeah. Alright, we're going to play this. Pop. Divine Shield. Kill that. And you know what? I'm going to play the Ooze here. Well, am I going to play the Ooze? She can always just remake the dagger. No, I'm going to Steady Shot. I think I want to not miss any chances to Steady Shot here, because she is dead in 6 turns. And if she uses the dagger to kill off my Rhino, she's dead in 5 turns. It is unfortunate, though, that she had the Scarlet Crusader because she can kill off my assassin without any problems. Sunwalker Part 3. Okay. Well, let's see. She can actually easily come back and win this, although this is a really strong card and it's difficult for rogues to deal with. If she keeps on playing taunts, as she has been, she could definitely whittle her way back into this game. Sphinx asks, what did I miss in the first 3 games? Everything. You missed all of the things. She is going to hit this Rhino. Fair deal. Remake the dagger, please? Oh, man, she's playing real creatures. This is actually a lot of damage. This is 10 damage. Ah, balls. Deadly Shot is, like, so awful here, I can't even begin to talk about it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go for the Steady Shot approach. I mean, she's now dead in 4 turns. She obviously has to deal with this thing. She has to throw everything she has into it. Then the hyenas pop. She has to deal with those. One problem is I don't actually have that much direct damage. I never saw any... You know, man, there's so many cards I never saw. I never saw Kill Command. I never saw Explosive Trap. And I never saw Arcane Shot. Now, any one of those is not a problem, but if you never see any of them, you really miss out on kill potential, like direct damage potential, which has helped me win many arenas. The only other direct damaging card I can think of is my other Charging Rhino, actually, or getting lucky and flipping a pig off of Animal Companion, which is not super likely. So yeah, she's got card advantage. Notice she has 6 cards. This is a Yeti that regenerates. So, and also Deadly Shot is pretty much dead. So I'm actually in a lot more trouble than it looks like. If she can clear my board and keep it clear, and maybe like life gain even once, Steady Shot will be too slow to kill her. Dark Iron Dwarf's pretty good right there, so she only has to use 1 creature to kill my Savannah Highmane, and this oozes money. It's so good for her that she had it rather than just making a dagger, because she now has a way of killing that off. Just gonna make a dagger and swing at my face. That's fine. She can only deal 8 damage, which is pretty good. Let's take a look. Multi-shot. Oh, that's not good enough in the old slightest. All right. Well, I definitely want a Steady Shot here. I think the play is Ooze and Dark Iron Dwarf. Now, the reason for that is that as long as I keep putting out creatures, she keeps having to kill the creatures. And as long as she keeps having to kill my creatures, she's not dealing damage to me. As long as she's not dealing damage to me, I will win with Steady Shot. But if she has like a Defender of Argus or something, I could be in a hell of a lot of trouble. So Fan of Knives, the damage makes no difference. She's just drawing a card. She's looking at the card. She top decked. She's thinking about it. I can't tell, actually. What does it mean? If someone looks at it a lot, does that mean it's good? Or does that mean it's bad? I guess it is good. She got something good. Perdition's Blade, very good right there. So the damage actually did matter. She now has to kill my Dark Iron Dwarf. The Cairn Bloodhoof regenerates. Multi-shot is ungodly bad. And she... Oh, no! I was really hoping she wouldn't play anything else. Deadly Shot is terrible now. That's really unfortunate. Deadly Shot. Okay, so we have to Steady Shot here. I'm going to multi-shot, then Deadly Shot. Now, the reason I'm multi-shotting is if I can clear these out, the Deadly Shot will be more likely to kill one of her real things. Oh my god! That was bad. And, of course, the Deadly Shot goes there. That was the worst way that it could have possibly happened. I might actually lose this game because she has 10, 11 damage. That will kill me in 2 turns. Steady Shot is not fast enough. I'm only going to take her down to 1 health. I cannot believe how unlucky that was. The odds of that were, let's see, a half times a third. 1 in 6 odds that it would happen that way. I think she wins now, unfortunately. I've used both explosive shots, and Steady Shot doesn't kill her. I have no arcane shots and no kill commands and no explosive traps, so the game is over. That is so sad that multi-shot went that way. If even one of them had killed one of her things, and if Deadly Shot had killed one of her real creatures, I would have been totally fine. Well, that's how it works, folks. Starving Buzzard, not going to do it, unless this were like Unleash the Hounds. So, well played. I'll Steady Shot, and pass the turn. Wow. That was one of the saddest games I've ever played. I just needed multi-shot to beat 5 and 6 odds, and it didn't. Just gonna Cold Blood for no reason at all. I'm doing a nice little dip bag here, and we're gonna lose our first game. Well, anyway, that was a pretty like solid loss. And as some folks pointed out, maybe I should have traded 2 hounds for the Silver Hand Knight. Although I think you could see it either way, since the hounds did so much damage that, you know, they almost killed her. God, you know, if I had, you know what, actually, if I had Unleashed the Hounds on that last turn, if I'd had my other Unleash the Hounds, I would have won too, because I would have gotten 4 Hounds, and that would have been 4 damage. So that was like another out that I had in my deck. Well, lame. You do have to get lucky to beat someone, and that was actually pretty cool that I almost beat someone who had a Legendary. That definitely raises my confidence in the deck, even though at the end of the game, I lost. Alright, well, let's go ahead and see who our next opponent is. Unless things go really badly from here, I should be able to make my money back from the run, and that means I'm sticking above 4,000 gold, which is pretty cool. Another Paladin. What is with Paladins? Okay, let me know in the chat, folks. What do you think about Paladins in the arena? Like, how good do you think they are? Because I think, like, they're really fun to play, but I think it's my worst class, and I really don't think they're that good. I'm just kind of curious what people think, or if I'm, like, an outlier here, being surprised by all these freaking Paladins that I'm seeing. Because it has been a lot of them. It's almost like as common as mages now with the Paladins. Okay, so this seems to be like an aggro bent, which is fine. I'll just calmly steady shot, and then wait for him to play a recruit, then unleash the hounds to kill the recruit and the leper gnome. River Crocolisk. Okay, that's not exactly what I was hoping for. This leper gnome's going to do a lot of damage to me. I could play the Grizzly, Faux Shizzly, but I think I'd rather do the bow, more directly kill this creature. And again, I'm waiting for him to make a recruit so that Unleash the Hounds is super good. If he plays a real card, I could also multi-shot. That would be fine. Alright, so Unillogical thinks Paladins are amazing, but Kaido says he avoids them like the plague. Sphinx says they're good if you have a solid draft. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. So here, I do want to play Unleash the Hounds. I just hate the fact that I don't get to do anything else other than play another Unleash the Hounds, which seems a little bit sad. So the question is, do I play that and get rid of his creatures, or do I get rid of his things and play my own... Or sorry, do I get rid of his things, or do I actually play my own creatures? I could also whack this leper gnome with my bow, but I just hate doing that when Unleash the Hounds will take care of business. Okay, we're going to play a golem. This is a little bit risky. I don't want to play the Grizzly here because there's too much of a chance that he'll actually just trade into it, and then my Unleash the Hounds will lose value. He's much less likely to start trading into the golem. My hope is he keeps swinging for the face, which he seems to want to do. No, he's going to take out my golem. Oh, it's like he's playing around Unleash the Hounds. Well, that was a bit of a conservative play, but I guess I don't really mind that he made it. So, I could play the Rhino and kill off the Shattered Sun Cleric, hang on to the bow. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Hang on to the bow. It's really infuriating when you're playing against someone who has a weapon and they just won't use up their last tick of it. Does he have a way to kill the Rhino? Because otherwise this bear's pretty good. Well, that's not a way of killing the Rhino. And neither is that. Fan-fiddly-tastic. Okay. Here, oh my god, that's such a good top deck. Alright. Unleash the Hounds, and I think I'm going to hang on to my bow still, because I can play Dark Iron Dwarf here. And now my Hounds clear his board for, you know, a bargain 2 mana. And I get to go ahead and kill him with my Rhino. Now, I could have used the Rhino to kill off the Recruit, because as I often say, 1 damage versus 2 damage makes no difference against Paladins. And that probably would have been a smarter play. I apologize, that would have been a little bit more precise. Okay, he's going to kill my Dwarf. Well, that's a reasonable choice. It hits harder. He is gambling that, you know, the hunter he's up against won't have any more charging beasts, which, that's a gamble I can see myself taking. I'm not going to hold that against him. As it happens, I do have a charging beast. And I do have an Ooze to kill that True Silver Champion, and I do have steady shots, so yeah. Now this is really important. You need to use the Rhino to kill the Recruit, not the Bear, because the Bear, you don't want that dropping down to 2 health and dying to Consecration. Consecration's already pretty good. In fact, he might actually... How does he have so many cards? I thought I was up ahead more. I guess I'm not. Well, he's got 7 to my 7. But I just haven't really been able to come out ahead as much as I thought I should have. Does he have Consecration? He doesn't! Oh, well, I get a little bit lucky, and I'll confess, that was very fortunate that he did not have Consecration. I don't know if he's playing around Unleash the Hounds, or just doesn't have any more stuff to play for 3 mana, but either way, it works out pretty well for him. So, let's see, let's take a look. Can I win? 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 13, 15. Can't quite win, sadly, at this time. Now, I could risk that then I'll be able to kill him off after 2 more steady shots, but Paladins do have Justice, and I think if I were to do that, I'd be in a little bit of trouble. So what I'd like to do is clear out his board, I think. And the way I'm going to do it is, since multi-shot's pretty bad against Paladins, I'll just use it here while it's somewhat decent. Oh wait, I have my weapon, don't I? I could have hit him for 3, 6, 8, 11... Oh no, I counted the weapon. Alright. Never mind. Alright, we're going to do this. And I'm going to play the Farseer. I think it is missing a chance to steady shot, but this is 4 damage right here. I don't have any buffs because I've already used my Dark Iron Dwarf, but 4 damage is still pretty good. Ah, oh, jeez. Well, that's annoying. Luckily, he didn't steal my Taunter or my Beast Charge Enabler. And this means Unleash the Hound's better as long as he doesn't play a taunt. Uh-oh. Equality. Well, he doesn't have enough mana for Consecration. Oh, no, he does! He's got the coin that he's been holding on to all game. This is a problem. He actually got Consecration plus Equality. That is great. Well, I can deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. It's not enough. Wow, that game turned around real fast. So do I use the Hounds to hit his stuff, or do I just try to plink him down? I think what I'm going to do is take a little bit of a chance here that he doesn't have a second Consecration. I'm going to play Freezing Trap. I'm not going to commit to using my weapon just yet, because if the Freezing Trap flips, which it should as long as he attacks with any of his minions, I'll get another charge on the bow. And then I'm going to try to burn him out. Oh, he's got the life gain. That's not good. And that's really not good. Luckily, with Freezing Trap, he can only kill 1 of my Hounds. So that goes back into his hand. Oh my god, you know, if he had done that first, he messed up. And I messed up. If he had done that first, he could have actually killed my bow. Whoopsie. Alright, well, we gotta go for the kill here, folks. And the ooze is gonna come back down from the Freezing Trap and destroy my weapon. Damn, that sucks. Okay. I might actually lose this game, because I forgot that the ooze could come back down after Freezing Trap and destroy my weapon, so that completely negates the point of buffing it up. Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez. Man, Consecration off of a coin and with Equality. Well, when a Paladin has Consecration Equality, it is really hard to win that particular game. Very, very difficult to do. At least he's kind of in the same situation the Rogue was, where he has to keep killing my creatures. But if he has taunts like the Rogue kept having, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Oh, man alive. Oh, he's hitting me in the face. I guess he has a taunt or a Defender of Argus. If he has a Defender of Argus, I just lose right now. Hammer of Wrath. Oh, he's going... I thought maybe he was going for the kill? Okay, weird. Explosive Shot doesn't quite do it, but I'm going to do it anyway because it at least takes off 4 of his damage. So I have to decide, do I throw the Hound into this or do I throw the Hound at his face? I think I have to... Well, let's take a look. I hit him down to 4. He hits me down to 7. Then next turn I get him down to 2. He gets me down to 2. Oh, God. You know, I have to play to my outs. My outs are that I draw my Charging Rhino. That's like the only out that I have, so I have to go for it. No matter how improbable it is, you have to go for your outs. No, no! Not the Sunwalker! Oh my god. Ouch. Ouch. Well, that's the game. He's got lethal damage. Let's see if I can get rid of... It's not a noble sacrifice either. I get him down to 2 health. Eye for an eye. Ah, that's funny. Oh my god. That was like 2 games in a row where like I had them by the balls and they just... well, the good news is the Sunwalker didn't make a difference. He was going to kill me anyway, even without it, because I didn't draw my Charging Rhino. But this is really kind of frustrating. I have a really good deck. I got to 6-0. I had 2 games in a row where it was like if my opponent had anything less than absolute perfection in his hand when he was behind on like a critical turn, I would have easily won. But instead, I lose. Man, there were some interesting decisions in that game. Maybe I could have done a better job. You know, if I hadn't played the Thrallmar Farseer, if I had steady shotted instead, I probably would have won the game, because then he wouldn't have had the mind control stealing my ooze. The ooze ended up killing my weapon. Yes! If the ooze hadn't killed my weapon, I would have won. If he hadn't mind controlled the ooze, he wouldn't have then gotten it off the freezing trap. I needed to not play a Thrallmar Farseer. I would say that was a misplay on my part. I should have just taken the policy that when you're trying to race, you don't want to miss chances to steady shot. Damn! And another paladin? Seriously, people? Seriously? How many paladins does a man need? Well, we lost to a rogue, we lost to a paladin, we're up against another paladin. At least I can play Argent Squire. Argent Squire is really good against paladins, because it'll kill off 2 of his recruits. Now all he needs to do is pass the turn. Pass the turn. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Oh, I get MVP multi-shot here. Alright, I got my combo here, Buzzard plus Hounds. That'll be good at some point. Of course, I'm killing off his recruits, so that's a bit silly, but... Well, do I really even want to be killing his recruits? Yeah, I do. I really do. Let's just do that. I don't want to play the Buzzard. I don't want it to die to like a charging Murloc or some Elven Archer or something stupid. We'll just kill off that recruit. And then, well, we'll see what he does. With the coin, I could play Starving Buzzard and Unleash the Hounds. It's not super likely that will happen. But if he plays like a Murloc Tidehunter and a 1-drop, I will totally play Buzzard, Coin, Hounds, draw 3 cards, kill all this stuff. Alright, that's not going to happen. No Probalo, Senorita. Animal Companion. Well, let's go ahead and see what it is. This is really what the ideal time to play them, is when you kind of don't care what it is. Okay, so we'll do that. So my 1 mana, I went a card down doing this, but 1 mana took out 4 of his mana, so I cost him a bunch of time, and the pig's alright. If he has Choose Over Champion or Hammer of Wrath, then so be it. But I hope he plays some creatures, and then I can, like, Starving Buzzard Hounds for a couple of cards and kill off the recruit and do some other good stuff. Definitely, you know, it's anyone's game right now. He's got 7 cards to my, you know, 7. One of them's the coin. Ah, Peacekeeper. Well, that's alright. So I've got a couple of options here. One is just to play this pig. But I think what I'm going to do is do the dwarf. I mean, since he silenced it, I might as well trade up. And I got a 4/4 on the body. I mean, 4/4s are not to be discounted. That's a pretty serious thing, a 4/4. Now, what I'm hoping he does is play, like, a 3-drop and a recruit. And then I can Buzzard, Hounds, draw 2 cards, kill the recruit, kill the 3-drop, and call it a day. All that chat says, no Probalo home loan refinancing. You know what I'm talking about, sir. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so here it's a bit unfortunate. This Sen'jin is kind of amazing. Unleash the Hounds isn't worth it, and yeah, it's just not worth it. I think this is the time for Freezing Trap, though. So I'll do Freezing Trap. I'll do the Thrallmar Farseer. Because the bear, I might be able to draw a card off the Buzzard with the bear in the future. I'm not going to attack the Sen'jin. There's no point. The Sen'jin's going to attack and be flipped up with Freezing Trap. Now, in this kind of a situation, you have to know it's Freezing Trap. There's just no way it would be anything else. Choose Over Champion. Very irritating, because he's not putting minions on the board. He's killing off, like, my best thing, which is really irritating. And then, you know, he's going to... Oh, please. Oh, is he going to attack with it, or is this guy smart? Oh, he was almost really, really smart. So the pro play there would have been not to attack, because Freezing Trap was the best trap. You got to assume your opponent has the best one. Okay. So I could play the Buzzard and the Bear. Now, the Bear does protect the Buzzard from the Truce Over Champion, and then I could gamble that the Buzzard will survive, and I'll be able to play Unleash the Hounds later. Alternatively, I could just play the Bear, Coin, Corsair. That rhymes. And call it a day. I think I'll do that. That seems fine. I want to hang on to the Buzzard and the Hounds. I think that's just a little bit too good to risk. Okay, so now let's see what he wants to do. Obviously, the Truce Over Champion can kill one of my things, but if he doesn't have a Hammer of Wrath here, or a Taunt, I'm going to actually hit him for kind of a lot of damage. I mean, I'm hitting him for like 4 plus 3 is 7. He's taking another 1 from attacking. So that's 8. He's down to 12, down to 10. Mad Bomber! Oh my god. Please. Yes, there is just... Oh, unless he has a Consecration. If he has a Consecration right now, I will say there is no justice in the world. Okay, thank goodness there was no Consecration. I would have... Well, I would have flipped a Leok if there had been a Consecration to follow up the Mad Bomber hitting both of my 3 health creatures down to 2 health. Okay, anyway, he replays the Sen'jin. Of course, I draw the Ooze right after he Plays True Silver Champion for great justice. I could play Unleash the Hounds. I could play Buzzard Hounds. You know what? A good option now is better than the best option later. I'm not going to hold out for Unleash the Hounds to get any better. Let's just do this. See what 2 cards we draw. Explosive Shot. That would have been good. That would have been really good at the start of the turn. Thanks, game. Thanks, game. Okay, I'm going to flip a coin flip here. Well, I guess the game decided I was due for some luck. So we'll swing once, and I'm going to kill off the bomber. We'll do this, this, and this. So again, I have all this Hunter removal that does not deal direct damage. So I could still lose. Like a Consecration really just puts him back in the game. But he didn't have it last turn when it would have been amazing. So unless he top decked it, he doesn't have it now. If this can just attack one more time, I should have a good chance of winning. A few folks are talking about in the chat about knowing when I am going to be streaming. So Dixie Cody asks, Boris, will you put up some sort of notification on YouTube when you're streaming the random runs? And that's a really good question. I will not do that, and the reason is I don't want to inundate people who don't care with those notifications. But as Sphinx has noted, if you do hit the follow button, you'll receive an email whenever I stream. So that would be the absolute best way to keep track of things. Okay, easy move here. We're going to just Explosive Shot, because Explosive Shot's pretty good. Not going to miss a chance to Steady Shots. And we're going to swing, 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 and swing. So now he needs life gain and removal. That is a little bit of a tall order. I think I'm gonna make it to 7 wins, guys. I'm gonna make it to 7 wins. Yes. It's gonna happen. With me and the captain. Well, I was lucky here that he didn't have Consecration. But you know what? I'm not even gonna hold it against myself that I got lucky, because after what happened with the Rogue and the Paladin in the last game, I think we can all agree a little bit of luck is not the greatest injustice in the universe. This makes no difference to anything. I guess if he gives it Taunt... Oh my god, if he gives it Taunt, he could survive for a turn. Baba mentions, I would have traded the 2 Hounds in for the Bomber instead of the Farseer, since he does 4 damage per turn while the Hounds do 2. That's a really good point. That probably would have been a more precise play. Luckily, I win the game. So, GG, Mr. Paladin person. And we make it 7 wins. That means I'm staying above 4,000 gold. I don't know why I care about that. It's just really cool. There was a time, if those of you who've been watching my channel for a long time know that there was a time where, like, I just, like, started losing like crazy all in a row, and then, like, I dropped, like, down to, like, the 1500s. So to have come back from there up to here is pretty sweet. And we're up to 7 wins, so trying to make as far as we can. With Hunter, of course, I've made it to 9-0. I've made it above 9, I think 3 times. I've made it to 12 wins twice with Hunter. So Hunter's like been my pretty much best performing class since the patch that added the maximum number of wins to the arena. Shaman. So this arena has been all about Shamans and Paladins, which are the classes that make multi-shot and deadly shot terrible, which is great. Glad that's happened. This all needs to go. And we get just a horrifically bad mulligan. So terrible opening hand and probably even worse mulligan. At least like this stuff I could like maybe play. Or sorry, the stuff I mulliganed away like I could play. This stuff, I just, nothing. Alright, so greetings, Senorita. Do I play Freezing Trap? I don't think you can really play Freezing Trap here. Reason being, if he flips a 1-1 totem and uses it on Freezing Trap, you just lose the game. So I'd rather not do that. I'd rather wait and see what he wants to do with his life. If he makes a totem, probably just going to make an Animal Companion here. Ah, he got the 1-1 totem. Well, good thing I didn't Freezing Trap, am I right? Ah, Animal Companion. Yeah, I'll play this. I really didn't want the Charging Pig, and I didn't get it, so hooray. And now if I get one of my Unleash the Hounds and this Leok survives, I could be in good shape. Alright, that really doesn't do anything unless he coins for like a lightning bolt or something. Nope, he's just gonna swing for 2. Howdy who. Alright, so here I'm gonna use the bow. I'm gonna kill the Shattered Sun Cleric. This is very important, by the way. You definitely want to hit the Shattered Sun Cleric with the bow, not the 2-2 totem. One of my proverbs is, damage to the face is less valuable than damage on a creature. Now against a Shaman, the difference between 2 and 1 is non-zero, because they do have Earth Shock and Frost Shock. Of course, if they use Stormforged Axe, like a little bitch snatch, that's not a curse word. Bitch snatch? What the hell is that? Anyway, like a little biatch is what I probably should have said. it makes no difference in the end. I could definitely use the weapon to kill the Wrath of Air Totem, but that seems a little bit silly when my Golem's threatening to do this anyway. In this game, I did in fact flip a Leok. Now the nice thing is that he's overloaded, so he can't make a 5-mana play. Lots of 4-mana plays would be pretty spectacular here, though, like Chillwind Yeti or something. Would be pretty annoying. Oh, that's annoying. Yep, he's going to use the totem to finish off my Golem for great justice. That sucks. Oh, no, he's not. What am I talking about? He's going to use his weapon. Right. Well, whatever. Bah. So, here, I could play the bear, but I think actually the rhino's even better. Very important here. First, you kill the Flame Tongue. Then you kill the Wrath of Air Totem, so your rhino doesn't take any damage. Then you pass the turn. Now, he's got 7 cards and a weapon. I've got 6 cards, soon to be 7. I am the first player, though, so that's okay. This actually isn't really that great right now. I'd much rather, like, play a bear and Deadly Shot. Oh, please play nothing else. Please play nothing else. Please play nothing else. No! Put your cards away, you bad person. Thank you. So now we can play Deadly Shot, which is awesome, against Divine Shield. Play the bear, it charges, and we're gonna swing. Now, there were other plays to make there. I could have played Freezing Trap and Tundra Rhino, and then swung with those, and then save the Deadly Shot for possibly a bigger threat later. Definitely would have been a valid move. So, like, now I could potentially have killed off this Fire Elemental with the Deadly Shot. However, I've got the Freezing Trap now, so I don't know. It's a tough call. So, there's no point in playing another Rhino. What I'd rather do is this, and then Freezing Trap.
Ready, sir.
So now that Fire Elemental is the only thing he has that can attack. It'll go back in his hand. Yes, he can replay it for 8 mana, but he can only kill the Squire, so it wouldn't even be a good play. All right, let's see if he's going to attack with the Fire Elemental or not, or if he has a charge creature. Lightning Storm. Oh, and he flipped a spell damage. Motherfucker. Okay, I got lucky. I won a coin flip on the Silverhand Knight. Fork Lightning. Are you kidding me? Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on, man. At least he put Wind Fury right into my Freezing Trap, so that's good. But golly bonker sauce, that was ridiculous. Well, anyway. Play this. Now, do I do Steady Shot here, or do I play this guy? This does 2 damage. This also does 2 damage. I don't think there's any point in playing this guy. We're just going to Steady Shot. I've got mana to spare. Like, mana's not the issue. So, I don't know. It was a tough call. You could say that, you know, this will do 2 damage a turn, so if I Steady Shot every turn and I have this out, yada yada. I don't know. Tough call. He's really overloaded, which is nice, I guess. Chillwind Yeti makes no difference. I have enough health that I can ignore it. Yeah, we're going for the race here. I hope I get a beast so I can Tundra Rhino. No, not a chance. Okay, we're going to do this and think, because I can play multi-shot with Hunter's Mark and have a decent chance of killing the Yeti. The disadvantage there is it stops me from Steady Shotting, and I think I'd actually rather Steady Shot. Don't miss chances to Steady Shot. If he has Bloodlust, will he win? 4, 5, 7, plus 9, 16. He'd need another 7 points of burn. Very unlikely. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and just swing for the face. And put this down for good measure, because why not? Okay, so yeah, he's in trouble. Steady Shot kills him. He needs life gain, or he needs to have, like, Bloodlust. I guess double... You know what? Double Bloodlust wins for him, doesn't it? Oh, I messed up. I should not have opened myself up to double Bloodlust. Because Bloodlust is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. 18 plus 7 is 25. I messed up. So I won the game, but that was a mistake, folks. I should have... I should have killed, like, the 1/1 totem. No, I should have killed, like, the Wrath of Air totem, so that double Bloodlust didn't kill me. Alright, so we're up to 8 wins, which is cool. 8 wins is not the money win count anymore. Some of you may remember the days in the bowels of the closed beta when 8 wins would give you crazy gold amounts. Not anymore, so now I think 10 wins is the crazy amount. However, I have gotten like 375 gold from 10 wins, and I've also gotten 175 gold from 10 wins, so 10 wins is not a guarantee. So definitely no sure thing, but still 10 wins is kind of like the new mark, I think, for money. Not just because it's, you know, above 9, and that's still kind of fancy. Another rogue. Well, it was a rogue that beat me, so I don't know how excited I should be. I will keep this hand. So the plan is that I'm going to play the Infiltrator on turn 1, coin out the Farseer on turn 2, and then we'll see what happens on turn 3. That's the plan. No, don't play anything. No, no! Oh, jeez. That's so bad. Argent Squire is just the worst. Well, anyway, this guy might have to sit in hiding for a while. Unless she obliges me by playing a 3-2. She is not obliging me in that fashion. Starving Buzzard. Pro tip, don't play Starving Buzzard in this scenario. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am actually going to Steady Shot. Now, the reason I'm Steady Shotting is so that next turn I can coin Starving Buzzard and Hounds, draw some cards, and hopefully clear her board. Hopefully she'll play at least a minion here. I see Paradigm72 in the chat. Oh my gosh, that is another friend from real life. Good to see you, Paul. I can't believe you made it. So I know that it is like doubly impressive whenever you do anything because you have 2 babies. And I'm very honored that in your limited time you chose to come by. So here, what do we do? I think what we do here is, I mean, you could deadly shot the Argent Squire, but that seems silly. Let's just play this. It's going to take a little bit of effort to kill it, like a backstab or something will be needed. Right now she only has 2 damage on the board. And, I mean, obviously the likelihood that she has some kind of removal is high, but like I often say, gotta ask your opponent questions, because eventually they might run out of answers. Alright, well that's a little bit sad to see, because this sort of just absolutely wrecks the Farseer's face. I could take a coin flip Deadly Shot, but if it hits the Argent Squire, that'd be really frustrating. Dark Iron Dwarf is not good enough! Oh, man. Well, if I play Dark Iron Dwarf, I still need to throw away both my creatures into this engine. Here's where I would need like a Spellbreaker. Haven't seen that in a while. I could play Starving Buzzard, Unleash the Hounds, draw 2 cards. Then I'd have to throw away like both Hounds and both of these creatures in order to kill this engine. That is unbelievable. It is amazing how good Ascension is. You know what? This is actually so bad, I will take a coin flip. It's just that bad. Okay, I win the coin flip, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ignore that Argent Squire and keep on swinging. This guy still has to keep on hiding, because it's awesome, like that. Okay, no more Senjins, please, if you'd be so kind. That'd be great. God, Senjin is such a good card sometimes. It's ridiculous. Cannot believe how good that was. Fan of Knives! No! My Worgen Infiltrator did nothing. And now she can also kill my Farseer. Oh, that's awesome. Well, the good news is, quote-unquote, that this Argent Squire will survive after she kills the Farseer. So if my opponent plays another minion, I can play Starving Buzzard, Unleash the Hounds, draw 2 cards, kill off the Squire, and do something for great justice. But no, not a chance. She's actually just going to make another dagger. Awesome! Well, got a couple of options here. I could make the Highmane, but I think what I'd actually rather do is play the Rhino. It has a reasonable chance of surviving. Like, as long as my opponent doesn't have an Eviscerate, this thing should survive, and then I can repeat the charging Highmane, charging Hyenas thing, if that should present itself. Now, another option may be to play the Buzzard and the Hounds, because if I do that, the Buzzard can charge, thanks to the Rhino. This is all, of course, assuming the Rhino survives. You know what I probably should have done? I made a slight mistake, folks. I should have actually probably coined Squire. I'm not going to need the coin anytime soon, and putting this on the board could have made a huge difference. That was a mistake. So anyway, don't be mad when I make mistakes. Be glad that I'm making them and not you. I should have coined Squire there for sure. Nightblade! Oh, God. MVP Nightblade. Is that all she's going to do? That's all she's going to do. She looks like she's starting to race. That's rich. All right. I could play the Buzzard and then Hounds, and that's dumb. We're just going to play the Highmane, kill the Nightblade, because I am getting a little bit low. Charge is pretty good. And I'm going to do what I should have done last time, which is coin out an Argent Squire. Let's put her in the middle, play around Betrayal like a pro. So she could still Betrayal and kill off the Highmane, but no matter what, the Highmane will die to a Betrayal no matter where I put it. Shiv is a pretty decent answer. It does draw her a card, but I do get 2 Hyenas now. Sadly, it's not on my turn, so they don't charge. Note, however, that I could use the Panda after attacking with one of them to put it back in my hand and then replay it And then attack with it again, so that's like a little bit of extra burst damage that I might have available to me. I could also Dark Iron Dwarf for some extra damage. Man, she's just not letting me unleash my freaking hounds. My hounds are, you know, they're leashed. They're like, Papa Boris, when are you gonna take this leash off? And I'm like, no, it is not yet time, my sons. It is not time, my beastie companions. What is she doing? Is she thinking about betrayal? Is she thinking about backstab? She is thinking about betrayal. That was a very interesting way to betrayal. I assume she has a reason for taking this down to 3 health. I don't, to be honest, know what that is, but we'll find out soon enough. She wanted to kill... She actually did betrayal just so she could kill this rhino at all costs. That was a fair play. I stand behind that play. It was a good move. Okay, no charge for my stuff anymore. Alright, we're gonna do the Dark Iron Dwarf. Sounds like a bad 60s dance. Do the Dark Iron Dwarf. Nit, 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 nit. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and swing, swing. Unfortunately, this is not a bear, so I can't play it. We'll just steady shot. And pass you old turn. So the Dark Iron Dwarf, being a 4/4, is remarkably good here because she's pretty low on health. She has nothing on the board. She needs some pretty amazing cards to get back in it. Well, that's not good enough, actually. That's 5/8 of her mana. She needed something a lot better than that. Now, what she's doing is maddeningly not playing any minions. I still can't unleash any hounds. Notice she hit the hyena. That wasn't a mistake. You should always, you know, if you're going to get hit by it anyway, might as well kill it. Ravenholt Assassin, pretty good. I should have put it in the middle, though, so to play around Betrayal. That was a mistake. Anyway, I'm threatening the win. Might make it up to 9 wins. Pretty good start for my first ever streamed run. And actually, the lag's been pretty good, too, lately, so I'm pretty happy about how things are working. Does she have a Defender of Argus? Interesting. You'd think at 8 and 2, you wouldn't be playing opponents who, like, point stuff at a stealth creature. Very interesting indeed. Does she have a Sun Fury Protector to give stuff taunt? It's the only thing she could do. I don't think she has it, though. Alright. Well, we make it to 9 wins, folks. Hunter. I don't know if I'm the only one who really likes Hunter in the arena, but I officially really like Hunter in the arena. It's just been incredibly solid for me of late. You just whittle him down with Steady Shot, play good cards, and attack the face. Okay, so this is an important moment. Trying to make it up to 10 wins. That's always kind of special, not just for gold, but because, you know, it used to be you couldn't make it above 9. I'd like to play against a Warlock. Give that to me, please. Oh, Hearthstone gods. Or goddesses. Or both. Hearthstone transgenders, whatever. That'd be great, because Warlocks life tap, they go down in health. I haven't played any Warlocks, it'd be nice to get some variety. And we get a Shaman. What in... Is somebody like watching all the old Papa Boris videos back when I thought Shamans were good? They're not that good. They're not like that amazing. Come on, people. Play some other classes. Anyway, we're going to actually try to play Starving Buzzard on turn 2. Because it is actually possible against a Shaman. And then maybe Animal Companion on turn 3 to draw a card. These are crazy things I'm saying. All that comes from my mouth is sheer insanity, I know, but that is the hope. Oh, never mind. That's not going to do it. So the question is, do I coin out the Animal Companion? And the answer is, what am I doing next turn? Nothing. There's really no point. So I'll just Steady Shot. Baba says that Warlock is probably the least arena class, the arena class that he least gets a choice to play as. Yeah, they're a little bit, well, I mean, anything can be equally uncommon, so I guess that could be, it could just be today is a day when there aren't any Warlocks out there. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and just multi-shot here, because that Worgen really messes up a lot of my stuff, and I don't actually get ahead on cards because the Loot Hoarder drew a card, but at least we reset the board here. And maybe next turn I'll be able to play the Pirate and be happy. If I top deck the Eaglehorn Bow, that would be the greatest thing, because then I could play this for 1 mana and use the bow to kill her card. Ew. Well, that actually is annoying. It stops me from playing the Buzzard, of course. Spellbreaker. Yeah. I think that's really good. So it actually holds up against both of her creatures and survives with this mighty 3 health. And I don't know if I'm gonna get another use for it. I mean, yeah, someday he'll play a Sunwalker and I'll be sad, but I think that was a good choice. Anyway, Dark Iron Dwarf is a good card, so that sucks. Ah, boy. Panda. So I could play the Buzzard and Animal Companion. That would allow me to draw a card. I think I'd rather play the Silverhand Knight, though.
Ready, sir.
He can use the Dark Iron Dwarf to kill the Squire and then also try to kill the Silverhand Knight, but then the Silverhand Knight will kill the 1/4 and possibly whatever else he plays, or possibly whatever else he might play, and be fine. Also, after killing the Squire, the Dark Iron Dwarf will go down to 2 health, whereupon Explosive Shot might kill it. So there's a lot of opportunity here that this play opens up. Unleash the Hounds is getting pretty good. So there's like 3 cards I'm really hoping for. The Bow, and then either one of my 2 Unleash the Hounds. Ziz. How'd you pluralize it? Unleash the Hounds or Unleashes the Hounds? Yeah, I'm hoping for one of my 2 Unleashes the Hounds. No. Hoping for one of my 2 Hound Unleashings. No, I think it's Unleash the Hounds, guys. My opponent looks like he's going to make a very conservative play. Rather than going for the gold, going for the glory, going for it, connect 4. He seems to think of just taking my 4/4 off the board, which is a reasonable choice. That does stop me from killing off the Silenced Imp Master, of course. Boy, he's really thinking. He's thinking hard. If he had a Fire Elemental, he probably wouldn't think this much. Fire Elemental, ping this, trade in the... Oh no! That's a good card. Jeez, that's a really good card. He's just going to kill everything. And then Explosive Shot does not kill the team because the Imp Master survives. So I did get my bow. A little bit late, though. I can use the bow to kill something, play the pirate for 1 mana, but then I only have 2 mana left over. It's not enough to Animal Companionate. I think I am going to just use Explosive Shot here. So this will mostly kill his stuff. If I can top deck Unleash the Hounds, then one of them can kill off the Imp Master. I'll draw a bunch of cards. Ogre, oh no. Or should I say, Ogre, no. Anyway, let's see what we get. No chance for Unleash the Hounds. Now this does mean I can play the Rhino and the Buzzard. Well, the Buzzard, Rhino, draw a card, run the Buzzard. Nah, that's terrible. That's horrifically bad. Okay, we're going to do this then. Kill the Imp Master. Play the Corsair, and then either the Golem or the Animal Companion. I think the Golem makes more sense just because the Animal Companion might draw a card off a Buzzard later. So what's unfortunate is that I didn't have Deadly Shot. I do have 2 of them. This is why I like to have more than 1 in the deck for just such a situation, but I just didn't get him. So this is a game of not getting the cards I need. I could still win, it's possible, but he now kills my pirate and is at 4 health, so my weapon doesn't kill him. Not that I would even want to kill him with my weapon. That would really suck a lot of dongs. I think my best hope is probably going to be Buzzard, flip a pig, and run in. Now, I could play the Rhino and then Animal Companion. In that case, oh, that hurts, because now I can't kill his Taunt Totem. Mother of Jesus ball sacks. Well, I can play the Rhino and Animal Companion. The Animal Companion will charge, and we'll be able to kill off the Ogre if I use the weapon to kill the Taunt Totem. Problem is that if I do that, and I flip a Leok, then the Leok is not going to be able to kill the Ogre, and that would just be awful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Buzzard, and I'm going to play Animal Companion. I just hope I get Unleash the Hounds. Gotta play to your outs. That's... Nope, not a chance. Sorry. Sorry, sir. God, that is just like one of the worst cards I could have possibly drawn. Okay, well, we're going to Steady Shot. I mean, there's really no point in weaponing this totem. Only thing I might consider doing is using Hunter's Mark on this Frost Elemental so it dies. Sure, gotta do it, why not? Now, if I get Unleash the Hounds or a Deadly Shot on my next draw, I will flip a Leok. I will unflip this Leok and I will flip him again. Such will be my anger. Anyway, 9 wins, pretty good. Even if I lose this game, that's fine. Kind of weird losing to Rogue, Paladin, Shaman, which is not what I think of as like the top arena classes. This is actually really bad. If he's attacking my Golem with his Ogre, that means he has a way of killing the Buzzard. Probably Forked Lightning. which is extremely sad. Because at least I was hoping the golem would survive the turn. Yeah, there's the forked lightning. Papa Boris calling it like a boss. Golly bunker sauce. All that Chaz says, Shaman's in the stream going, I don't know why people think Hunter's good. Come on, guys, get a better class. I think that Hunters, I don't see that many of them in the arena. I used to. Funnily enough, when I thought that Hunter wasn't a good class, I saw tons of them in the arena. It's just like, now that I think they're good, everyone else falls off the bandwagon. Alright, we gotta kill this ogre. There's just no question. Unfortunately, my weapon isn't good enough for the ogre magi. Don't really want to let shamans keep spell damage, but I also don't really have a choice. Oh man, does he really have something? I guess he has something. Otherwise he wouldn't do that. Bluegill warrior! Boo! You suck. Oh, he's gonna heal this up! Jesus. Oh, that's funny. Well, we gotta do this. I'm gonna kill the creature that has. Well, I want to kind of put it back in my hand. God. All right. Well, this actually no. Dark Iron Dwarf on this is a bad play because then like the Thunder Rhino goes down to 1 health, and then the Dark Scale Healer just like kills the dwarf, and this is at 1 health. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just hit this thing, use my weapon, Panda to put this back into my hand. And then my Panda will trade with the Dark Scale Healer. Now, how am I going to win when he's up 3 cards on me, or 2 cards on me, and has the play with 10 mana and full health? I don't know. But I've definitely had some crazy wins in my day. Ancestral Spirit. I have people on my channel who are like, Boris, you got to give Ancestral Spirit a chance. That card is not good. I mean, really, it was just a Dark Scale Healer, basically, that was discounted for 3 mana. Like, that's not that great, considering the risk is that it's just a total waste of a card. Explosive Shot is remarkably bad, just, like, unspeakably. Let's do Tundra Rhino and Dark Iron Dwarf. And there's really no point in doing anything. I'll just hit him in the face. From now on, we go to the face. And this is where the Dark Iron Dwarf nerf really does kind of hurt a lot. Okay, so the Dark Iron Dwarf does die, but it means that Explosive Shot will kill this. It also means if I get one of my Unleash the Houndses, I'll be able to use one to pluck off the Dark Scale Healer, provided, of course, he does not find a Healing Totem. Sphinx suggests perhaps the other cards are Angry Chickens. Yes, I'd prefer to see 2 Alarmabots myself, but I will settle for 2 Angry Chickens. That's fine. Not a Healing Totem? It's a Healing Totem. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be a Healing Totem? Alright, well, let's see what we get. Deadly Shot. Ah, yes! Yes, this is what I was hoping for. Okay. Well, jeez. I don't even know, man. I guess we'll kill the Healing Totem, and we'll Explosive Shot there, though it doesn't actually do anything. Steady Shots. And pass turn. This Deadly Shot's actually awful now. I really needed it like 2 hours ago. Well, like I said, getting up to 9 wins is pretty good. It's a bit sad that I don't get the big money 10, but I still can't complain about my luck too much. There were 2 awful games, but there were also a lot of lucky moments in other games, so I can't complain too much about this run. It does appear to be coming to an end. His hero ability is incredibly good in this situation where he's already ahead in the top deck war, and now just keeps getting to draw stuff. Oh my god, I get to do the Charging High Main. Unfortunately, what I charge it into isn't going to kill it. Here's what we do. We do this, and actually, I'm gonna hope that Deadly Shot hits the Acolyte so that he doesn't draw cards. Alright, well, I've won my coin flips on prior Deadly Shots. I lost that coin flip. That's okay. It's only fair. It does mean this Acolyte's good for 2 cards because you can run into the Rhino and survive. And obviously with my opponent being already this far ahead on cards, the fact that he's going to be even more ahead on cards is definitely bad. Maybe he's holding like 3 ancestral healings. That'd be pretty good. Wow, that's very conservative using the acolyte like that. Does he have a lightning storm to kill off the 2 hyenas? Wouldn't surprise me. He's had all the removal this game, so couldn't be too improbable. Ah, here comes Hex. Well, that's fine. Could be worse. I don't like that he's getting 1/1s every time he casts a spell, but the good news is he's already cast a lot of spells, so like how many more spells could he have? Well, he could have a lightning storm. That's what he could have. No worries, we just need 11 turns of steady shot, and we'll win the game. Ah, yes, unleash the hounds. Good, good, good. Good thing I got this card. Oh man, yeah, well played. Shut up. What a doofus nugget saying well played. So yeah, he's got 2 cards. The only way that I could possibly win this game is if he had 0 cards, or if these are in fact both Alarmabots, or maybe they're both Nat Pagels who draw nothing. Nope, that is not an Alarmabot. He could probably win just by flipping totems till he gets the 1/1 and then killing me to death with it. That's probably faster than I can kill him. Motherfucker, honest to God, you hounds. The hounds were like drunk or something, hanging out in the kennel, not doing shit. I'm like, come on guys, I need ya. The starving buzzard has to feed, but no, 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 no. They weren't having any of that. Now they come out when they're totally useless. That's great.
We must cleanse the sun.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Do I have any answers? Oh, I think he wins. Does he win? 6 + 6 is 12 damage. Well, maybe he's gonna attack my hounds. My hounds are pretty threatening. No. Okay, well, good game, shaman person. And that is gonna do it for our first Twitch arena. So that took just about 2 hours to get up to 9 and 3. Kind of surprised the games were that slow playing as Hunter, but I guess it was a little bit more of a deck oriented for the end game. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, do please like and or subscribe, and if you want to stick around for the post-run ritual, here are the prizes for 9 wins. Gold. God. Commons, just non-stop. So we got 180 gold. I'm going to go ahead and update my stats before I forget to do that. So, Hunter, 9 wins. Hey, Google. Come on, Google. Don't do this to me. Don't? Okay, whatever. Well, I'll just try to remember. Hey, there we go. So, 9 wins, 180 gold. And let's go ahead and open up the pack, see what we get. I haven't had a legendary in a long time. And the expanse of that time continues. Pretty sure none of those are new. Gold rewards. I did the math right, yeah. 155 plus 25, that's 180. That's actually the most I've seen at 9 wins. The 9 win rewards have been somewhat pitiable compared to how they used to be. Alright, so crafting mode. Yep, those were all repeats. So let's go ahead and check out Circle of Healing. Yes, I already have 2 of the regulars, so that's 50 dust. And I got my new Golden Arcane Shot, my second one. Awesome. And now we don't need to say that I'm doing a sneak peek at the next arena. Folks, it's just the next arena. Alright, it's going to be a warrior, a shaman, or a mage. Now let's go ahead and make a straw poll.